Bah! Hi! Yes, mayong gabi, good evening. Yes, sound check, audio check. Nana sa atong green room, ang atong bisita, no? So, yeah guys, welcome for another stream as we will be talking with Dr. Joemar Taganna, the CEO of PAYTACA. So, we are posing the question, no? Diha sa ato ang sa ato mga SocMeds of where we are in the where we are now, no, in the crypto adoption locally and globally. So we will be asking Sir Joemar where we are, no, diha sa ato ang crypto adoption. This is the second time nga we are having him on stream. So ikaduhan nga tayo nga ato sa mga istorya on stream. I think it was January of this year when first nag-istorya ta about crypto adoption. This guy is a legend of Bitcoin Cash community, you know, a guy who is laying the fundamentals of crypto. So we will be using kanang question and siguro we could ask how we can move forward as a community, as a crypto community, not just a Bitcoin Cash community, not just as Mexican or not just a Polsican community, but crypto in general. So I think we have to come together, you know, as one community, as one crypto community to bring mass adoption. So maghimo ta og murag gauging where we are, but before we'll be going into delving into the topic, you know, so let us try to ask the fundamentals of what is the real use case, no, of crypto. Tingali og atong nasabtan lang atong madunggan, especially when we first started. So good lang atong madunggan is maulagi na trading, right? So this guy is laying the fundamental. Now it's like you could just imagine laying the groundwork for crypto not to be mass adopted for goods and services. So they are a payment solution. So we will ask our guest, si Dr. Joemar Taganna, and what's the real use case, no, of this crypto? Somebody just like a hype, or is it a scam, or is it an MLM, or yeah, just a fud, no, just a buzzword. So what's the real the use case of this one that will make an impact, diha, no, sa ano, we're bringing the virtual into we're bringing the virtual, the digital into the analog. So magnabay magamitan ani, no. So what's the real impact, no, of this cryptocurrency into the real world, diha sa real world. So again, guys, without any further ado, let's have on the stream. Yep. Yes, sir. Sound check. Audio.
Sound
Yes.
check. Live sound
Yep.
check.
Loud and clear, sir. Live sound check.
Perfect.
Yeah. Good evening. Kumusta? How are you? Kumusta? Thank you for pleasure, no, to have you on stream, and yeah, glad to makaistorya ka na hog balik, no.
Second time.
Second time, guys, nagkastoryahan na ni Dr. Joemar Taganna. So yeah, just a pleasure, sir, and always an honor to have you on stream. And I know we don't meet eye to eye with certain things, but at the end of the day, we respect each other as a person. I do respect you as a person. We just have our. I know this guy is a fundamentalist. Oh, I do. Yeah, fundamentalist on crypto. No, the fundamentals of crypto. So, kung ano mga istorya gali, yung nakakausap natin are mga fundamentalists, they are here for the long run. Yeah, they will, kahit anong mangyari. So, sabi ko nga, we have this parang conversation sa Telegram nila. They are having this Herculean task. But I do believe these guys will push through because they have this baseline, they have these fundamentals. Meron silang murabag passion in their heart to change the world for the better. Yes, sir. Good evening. Kumusta once again? Thank you for having for this conversation, maka-discuss, maka-istoryahan na ito, no, to bring the word out there from where we are, no, now in the tawag in the crypto space. So sabay itong gustong tawagan na locally and globally. I know you guys are doing mga, maybe you could share later how nag-ready, by the way, ang mga slides if you want, or ang inyong mga website sa Purelay, ang PAYTACA, para po sa atong mga listeners na bago. These guys are in Tacloban, support homegrown, talent, and they are really from the Bitcoin Cash community. And yeah, I let Sir Joemar do the talking. Nag-ingon ako ganina. What is the use case and kung sabay impact na niyo tigalig trading na ito magundungganan ni sir?
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Sir Mac, for this opportunity. Nadugay na ni si Kog ingon nga, let's talk in your live stream. Siguro kaduha na katulo. Karon lang na dayon. But I'm always happy to be invited by people who are equally passionate about cryptocurrency. Although, as you said, we might have some, I would say, differences in views, but I appreciate the open communication. This is one thing that we need in the industry: communication and knowing each other's work and where we can collaborate, where we can work together. After all, we are all dreaming of a future world where cryptocurrency affects or impacts everybody's life. So from us, it's really about asking what adoption means in terms of the intention, like what was the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto when he created the Bitcoin. There could be other visions out there, especially there are like thousands of cryptocurrencies, but one wonders why it was created in the first place, right? So you can look no further than the white paper itself to investigate para saan nga ba ang Bitcoin. Kasi this is how we will measure if we are promoting adoption of it. Ano ba ang original design niya? Was it designed for terrorism? Was it designed for gambling? Was it designed for like just trading digital token among each other? Is that the point? In fact, if you look at the Bitcoin white paper published in 2008, I believe, the introduction starts very clearly. Ang sinulat ni Satoshi Nakamoto, commerce on the internet has come to rely almost exclusively on financial institutions serving as trusted third parties. So the very first phrase in the introduction of the white paper is commerce on the internet. So clearly, yung problem na sinusolve niya is related to commerce. Commerce means like trading of goods and services, the real world goods and services that being traded. So we know from classical economics, like anong value ng isang currency, it's a way to facilitate trading, right? Because barter is very inefficient, so we use a medium that is accepted by both parties para mag-facilitate ng commerce. So very clearly, ang yardstick natin ng adoption, assuming the original vision of Satoshi, is it being used in commerce, in the internet or through the internet? Is the coin, is the currency being used to trade with real goods and services? So payments, in other words. If you read the rest of the white paper, it talks about payments, and the uniqueness about Bitcoin is that it is digital, but you can hold it on your own like you are holding gold. And nobody else has control of it except you, the holder, and then you can transfer that value from one person to another without going through financial institutions, without going through banks. So it's almost like gold but digital. That's why these days, especially yung mga bagong, especially sa Bitcoin camp, the BTC people, they call Bitcoin as digital gold, which is actually accurate. It's digital gold. It's a digital version of gold kasi scarce ang gold, di ba? Nobody can create gold from other metals. Dati there was this obsession about converting other metals to gold, pero it just doesn't work that way. That's why gustuhin man ng mga kings, ng mga leaders, emperors in the ancient times na gumawa ng gold because it's the currency at that time, they cannot, because there are physical limitations. You cannot just convert one metal into gold. In a way, Bitcoin is like that. There's scarcity of the supply. In fact, there's a supply cap sa Bitcoin, 21 million, nothing more, nothing less. It's approaching 21 million, in fact. So it is like gold in terms of scarcity. It is like gold in terms of its durability. In almost any other aspects of currency, mukhang gold siya, para siyang gold. Pero digital siya. So it's like magic, actually. It's they call it the magic internet money when Bitcoin first came out. This is the kind of money that the people need, na hindi dadaan sa kung anong mga anong tawag nila dyan, contraption.
Intermediaries, banking.
Contraption.
Yes.
Na lumulusot pa sa mga tubo ng mga bangko, ng whatever, at minsan na-stuck pa doon, di ba? O minsan tumatagas yung tubo, di ba? So nagli-leak ang water, something like that. It doesn't have to be like this. Bitcoin can be transferred from person to person. But here's the thing. When we talk about adoption, of course, probably many people different definitions what adoption means. Pero for us, the yardstick is really about commerce. That's why PAYTACA is about promoting adoption of cryptocurrencies in payments for commerce talaga. Real world commerce. So when other people say, for example, mayroong bagong exchange na nagbukas dyan, there are already a few, right? So pag mayroong mga exchanges, when we talk about exchanges, what's happening in an exchange is you are just exchanging one cryptocurrency with another. While exchanges are important, yes, that's true. This is not necessarily what adoption means. It's just one of the aspects, that's one of the elements that need to be there. But eventually, the cryptocurrency has to trickle down to the commerce level. Kasi kung walang baseline, walang, as you say, fundamental, pag walang fundamental, walang foundation ang crypto sa real world commerce, it's just financialization. Yung tinatawag nila na you're just juggling money. You're just exchanging money for token, money for asset, but not for money for real goods and services in the market. So if you don't have that solid foundation in commerce, you're just juggling money. And when you're just juggling money, you're just exchanging one token for another. It's a very fragile market. It's a very fragile market. Kasi, I don't know, I'll try to illustrate this. For example, the two of us, or maybe a group of friends, are planning to start a beach resort, for example. Pero, so we gathered capital, may pera tayo, pero instead of building the resort, nag-decide tayo, maggawa tayo ng token para yung mga holders ng token, they have a piece of the slice, kumbaga, of this resort. They become part owners. And then, what they do with this token, release nila sa exchange. So people can buy this token. So other people can exchange this token with whatever currency, and then the exchange is earning money from the trades, right? Pero where's the beach resort? Wala. They didn't build the beach resort. They just built the token for it. And then, itong token nila, somebody in a very bright na developer thought na, itong token, ipa-stake natin sa isang staking protocol, whatever. And then, yung mag-i-stake doon, tutubo ng token din. Ibigyan natin sila ng tubo in token. Again, my question, being a fundamentalist, where's the beach resort? Hindi nyo binild yun. You keep financializing the project, kumbaga, but you never really built the project. Imagine how fragile that kind of economy is. No? Imagine, in fact, ganyan na nangyari sa yung 2008 financial crisis sa real estate sa Amerika, where people had lots of houses, so parang sa example for real estate, ang mga bangko, they just keep on lending. Ang pinapalend nila, yung mga tao na bumibili rin ng mga properties na marami. So they keep buying properties in order to justify borrowing. And then yung mga lenders naman, nagko-collect sila ng ganitong portfolio so that they can borrow from bigger banks. And they build the house of cards. Pero actually, ang nangyayari, yung mga houses, they are unaffordable for the people. So ang nangyayari, most of them are empty. And only very few people are paying for rent. And then, nagkaroon ng konting problema sa economy, nag-collapse ang buong house of cards. That's because of over-financialization. In other words, there's no fundamental use in commerce ng buong system na yun. Walang base. So this is what I fear about when people talk about adoption, and then they hail DeFi as adoption. They hail centralized exchanges as adoption. Maybe, yeah, for some time, yes, but you're building house of cards. If if you don't have strong base in commerce, this thing is gonna collapse at some point. Yes, sir. What can you say?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you for that one. Yes, I know the fundamental is tama naman yun eh. I don't have to disagree with that one. There are really things nga pag sinabi ng bata na what is true, kahit sabihin pa yun ng bata at matanda, that is true. That's why you're saying this, that you need to have that fundamental, this, the covers of that one. Yung tanong ko kung saan tayo, bakit we have this part 2, is yung sa tinanong kong, tama bang, is it an enabler pa ba yung isang exchange, a centralized exchange? I know. Yeah, I think, let's, muna doon sa ating tanong, kasi ito yung pinaka, natin eh, tanong na natin before we'll be going on the fundamentals. I do understand the fundamentals na dapat talaga it will be used for goods and services, period. But you have to understand also na it is the market, the trading market is also a market, but yun nga sabi mo is like on a shaky ground.
Yes.
But okay. Now, having said that, no, let's go muna bakit meron tayong part 2 na ganito, kasi we do alam naman natin kung anong nangyari dun sa mga 10 na mga CeFi exchanges, na we do understand na dapat hindi naman sana ganon, kasi you have to hold your keys, you have to hold your coins, no? I learned it the hard way with Celsius and all these other tokens naman during early on, 2017-18, Celsius came. So tanong ko dito, kailangan pa ba, no, yung mga CeFi exchanges na ito, or will just be going the P2P way? Right? I think that's part of the conversation, kasi we have to ask also how can we bring the people, yung masa, no, coming from the fiat world into the blockchain space or cryptocurrency na space. Yung mga blockchain or cryptocurrency like your Bitcoin Cash or there's mga fine lines of meaning of this one, guys. When I say crypto, when I say blockchain, parang synonymous na rin yan, guys, para sa ating mga viewers, right? So how can we do that? Yung mga yung mga CeFi exchanges are really, is it a necessary evil kumbaga, or an enabler for mass adoption?
Good term.
Yeah,
it's unnecessary evil.
Necessary evil. Kasi kung pwede pang wala ng ganyan, diretso na tayo. So these are the questions para at least yung mga nakikinig natin is we could add value to them. Kasi really people love to have that, yung registration na yan, yung mga IDs na yan. Pag nawala, naku po, you cannot withdraw, especially yung mga may mga maya-maya yun, pag nag-book up na sorry, not to mention, nag-book up na ang price, we are on maintenance. So yes sir, please muna dyan muna tayo, kasi dito tayo nag-umpisa, right, when bakit abutan namin karon, and thank you for explaining to us the fundamental, the house of cards. We need to have that fundamental, kasi pag anong nangyayari pag gagamitin natin to, here's the goods and services na dapat gamitin, kasi pag wala, yun na nga sabi mo kanina, there's a much yung kinakatakutan, no, which I think is really naman you have that vision, no? I can really see the vision coming from you na we have to have that parang laylayan or safety net, no? Para gamitin natin to para we call progress. Tanong ko yung enabler. Diba yung crypto? Yes, opo. Yeah. Yung ating mga CeFi exchanges. Guys, yung CeFi exchanges are the example of this one, are Gcash, powered by PDAX, no? PH, no? In which, kung pag nawala yan, ako po, hindi na ma-access yung coins po, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Go ahead po for your what's your thought on this one?
I think the term is correct. It's the enablers of adoption. So not necessarily adoption. So we shouldn't stop there and say when there is an increased activity in centralized exchange, and then stop right there and say, oh, we have increased crypto adoption. It's not necessarily the case. Exchanges are enablers of adoption. That's the right term. It just happened that they are the most convenient for most people to acquire cryptocurrency. But there are other ways to acquire cryptocurrency or even to uh, yeah, earn cryptocurrencies. Instead of buying, you can earn cryptocurrencies. So centralized exchanges is just one and the most popular on ramp and off ramp. But there's also like P2P exchanges. So in PAYTACA, I believe we are first in the Philippines na non-custodial peer-to-peer exchange. So yung exchange that happens between crypto, in our case, it's Bitcoin Cash, can be exchanged for fiat, but we are not holding the Bitcoin Cash in custody. So naka-hold siya sa isang smart contract escrow. So while the sender of fiat is processing the payment, yung Bitcoin Cash is naka-hold lang siya somewhere in a smart contract. And then when the fiat is sent, i-release siya ng seller to the buyer, released from the smart contract. So in this case, the exchange happens still without an intermediary. This is the ideal thing, but this is not easy. I mean, it's more user-friendly yung sa mga centralized exchange kasi pwede nilang punuin yun ng iba't ibang cryptocurrency and they can easily trade from one crypto to another. This is something na kung i-implement mo sa P2P exchange, it's inefficient and yung UX niya hindi ganun ka, you cannot compare the UX with the centralized exchange. So I understand why centralized exchanges are more popular kasi it appeals more to people kasi mas simple ang interface niya, mas simple ang experience niya. Pero that's not the only way to acquire cryptocurrencies. So for an idealist like me, I'd rather prefer na mas maraming tao ang gagamit ng peer-to-peer exchange because it's safer. Walang chance na mawala ang cryptocurrency mo because there were hacks or there's a bull run and they fear na pag binenta nila malulugi sila or di ba? Which happened recently na mayroong isang exchange dyan na nag-bull run at sabi nila, sorry, we're in maintenance mode. Walang ganon. Sa P2P exchange, at least in the way we have implemented it in PAYTACA, there's no such thing. Once na-lock mo ng Bitcoin Cash mo sa escrow, the only way for it is out. I-release. Pag nandyan ng fiat, na-receive mo na. And otherwise, kung mayroong hindi na-deliver, hindi na-send ang fiat, there's a recourse to dispute the trade. Anyway, that's on the details of P2P exchange. The other way is to earn crypto directly. There are already people who work for projects or employers abroad who are paid directly in cryptocurrency. So this is another thing that we would like to explore in PAYTACA. So we have another project which will be more like a freelance platform siya, no? And then there will be employers who are looking for certain skills or talents, and then they will be paying these people in Bitcoin Cash. So hindi na dadaan sa wala nang exchange, wala nang P2P exchange. You really get paid in Bitcoin Cash, which means that you can spend this directly dun sa network of merchants. So if you see like the grand plan here, you can almost outline anong grand plan dito. The grand plan is that we penetrate almost every aspect of your life, earning, working, spending. Baka pati ang P2P loan, pasukin na rin namin. We will lend people para yung may mga business idea, they can implement that. We will touch every aspect of your life with cryptocurrency para we can present a better alternative. Maging sino ka man, maging ano ka man, you can see na ito pala merong alternative way to do this. You get paid in Bitcoin Cash. Or there's another way to remit, you remit in Bitcoin Cash. So we're keeping it low in the bottom. Kumbaga, there's already a lot of companies who are doing the money to money trades, so yung mga purely financial transactions. Wala kami doon. We don't want to do business on that. And besides, usually yung mga ganong business, centralized exchanges or yung mga secondary processing ng crypto, usually they are highly regulated by BSP kasi they hold customer funds. Okay? And that's precisely the reason they need to be regulated. So, in other words, PAYTACA is in the business of creating different services where crypto can have positive impact. But at the same time, we don't want to be an intermediary of your cryptocurrency. So it's really about what Satoshi Nakamoto mentioned in the white paper. You are creating a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It's a whole system. It's an ecosystem. We need that kind of transformation. Yun lang, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that one. Ang nala ko'y pangutana with regards sa imo nang gi-explain no dada sa ato mga listeners who are watching no. Again guys, if namoy mga pangutana paki-comment no sa atong chat na nag-chat day ganina sir na medyo kining kusog lang. Sir, og namoy madunggan nga background noise. So that's me, right? If you heard
Okay,
if wala mo madunggan nga mga aw-aw or mga habal-habal na mo agad that's an yeah, interesting. Yeah, one of these days, siguro I'll have my own parang na rin, parang tawag dito, streaming room na ladso kay Daplin magumig dancer. But anyway, guys, we are doing our best now na we can add value. So, kaya itong mga guest na inani para makanon. So, explain ni Sir di ay nga one way to earn di ay crypto, no? Especially with the Bitcoin Cash is mudawat sa form of payment, no? Kantong giingon nga landing, and they will be touching every aspect. No? So that is a very sir, bold thing to say, right? So but I do understand you as a CEO that you have a vision for your company nga startup. So I do understand where you stand as a CEO to bring adoption to the Bitcoin Cash community. But nalala ko'y pangutana. When you say that a CFA is an enabler and you are offering an alternative one with the P2P. Now, how can you scale kung inana lang how can you cater the demand at scale kung mag P2P ka with having said that sa inyong giingon at least sa Bitcoin Cash community having the peer-to-peer side. So maybe you can elaborate on that one because I could really see the liquidity concern on the background, sir. So how can we scale if na mangutana if I want to do the P2P nga as we mentioned, this is the safer one, you hold your funds in an escrow, no? So yeah, how can you scale at this one? Kasi mao magud ay pinaka floodgates for people to enter into crypto, especially Bitcoin Cash. And you have mentioned before you could swap your Bitcoin Cash to other crypto. If that's one way we could also onboard the guys from Bitcoin Cash into the DeFi space, or should I say the hip crypto, so yung Hex, INC, Pulse, and PulseX, right? Kaya ako hay palit ako yung mga tutorial like BNB, Gcash, then yeah, bought og ganang Pulse on the other side, kumbaga using an internet money wallet, no, which is a DeFi wallet. So ang pangutana na how can the P2P solve kanang inana at scale if we na bring mass adoption to this one, maliban sa imong giingon nga mo earn ka og inani, no? So kung gusto ko mo palit ba, then wa man di ay. So how can we tell the people nga yeah, you can join the Bitcoin Cash community? So yeah, that's my question for you, sir.
Obviously at this point ang liquidity ng P2P exchange namin is very small, okay? But that's because of the number of users, but there's no limitation on the supply So if there's a demand, the supply will catch up. There could be a mismatch, which means minsan marami ang demand, mas konti ang supply, but that's also good because the price will go up. The law of supply and demand. But yung scalability ng P2P, I think it's not a question because Binance is doing P2P as well. It's facilitating P2P. You can exchange millions worth of USDT or Bitcoin Cash converted to USDT. You can do P2P right now, like 500,000 a day. Kaya yan. Binance P2P is doing that. I'm not promoting it. Just an example.
Yes,
okay.
Sir, dana tayo mga disclaimer before, no? So dana tayo mga disclaimer, educational purposes lang din, guys, no? So we don't want to do with the kanang investment side. So we are very tawag ni careful with the wording sometimes, and I do understand Sir Joemar, no, nga with their legal tawag na mga advices. So again, guys, we're not promoting, he's just saying those things. Those are facts, by the way. So meaning they sir na pa alternative way, but with the Bitcoin Cash community itself, you are not catering that demand. Am I right on kana nga pangutana? You could have other exchanges, is that what you mean po? Which is, by the way, is CFA exchange, right?
Oh yeah.
If you
we are not
if you understand P2P really, if you have to read the book of attorney Rafael Padilla, actually P2P nga online is kana bang online dia is not really P2P by its sense. Kuwawa di ay if you want to be more on the technical side of yung kag P2P, right? So it's not really P2P thing based sa ahong ibasa. I could be wrong on that one, guys. Do not quote me on that one.
Yes, strictly speaking.
Yes, I have read his book. If you're strictly speaking about P2P, kana na yung online nga P2P. Now, it's not really a P2P. So, guys, these are mga realities sa atong istorya. No? So, wala na dun tayo. Guys, natay inani nga mga topic para atong istoryahan. We are bringing it up to the community, no, as a whole, and how we can help, no? I think we could bridge that gap in the future. I do believe in reaching out to other communities, no? And the P2P side po siguro, sir, is wala po proper incentivization, right? On the side of the Bitcoin Cash community, meaning wa pa po inana ka siguro kadako ga pwede sa ma-incentivize na put that liquidity over there para to people. Kaya di ba nag-ingon ko ni mo, sir, maybe you could put that liquidity over there, but yeah, I think with DeFi, yung pagka you did mention nga there's really, it's hard, no, nga ma-broken na ang kanabang code ba, no, if you wanna swap this one on the DeFi stuff. So yeah, so again, guys, we mentioned si Sir of Binance. So again, that is a P2P in that sense, but on the strict sense of the word, kana na yung atong P2P with regard mo gamit ang GCash is not really P2P if you wanna use the strict sense of the word of the law. But anyway, sir, so we have another option there. So sa atong nasabtan karon, the P2P coming from the Bitcoin Cash cannot cater that demand at the moment. Am I correct ba ko sa pagsulti na?
At the moment, yes. So if suddenly somebody wants to buy like 100,000 or 500,000 worth of BCH, it can't be done in the P2P exchange PAYTACA. The liquidity will grow organically. So, pag nakita ng mga whales or ng mga holders ng Bitcoin Cash na there's demand from the Philippines, people buying Bitcoin Cash, then they will slowly, gradually deploy Bitcoin Cash into the platform to meet that demand. Kasi this is what we're here for. We want to promote adoption. So, I'm confident the community can meet that, but not instantly. So anyway, we are not expecting like adoption overnight. So organic talagang growth na to eh. We are ready for the long haul. We are not rushing things. I believe in small but compounding progress, diba? Slowly and gradually sa una, but if you keep it consistent long enough, magko-compound yung mga maliliit na mga progress and then suddenly it will become exponential at some point kung lahat ng efforts natin kumbaga nag-align. We are still at the stage of catalyzing that adoption. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So indeed, thank you for that one, sir, no, nga at least nakasabot and just being honest, no. I do believe ako usahay na maminaw ko sa mga ano nakoy mga sadyo mga may istorya, but yeah, I think kidding apart, coming from Sir Joemar, that the liquidity is really low at the moment and there's no proper and said more kumbaga mo nag-mention ang will how tong ipakita, by the way, sir, ang chart ganina from I think more from Pancake Swap to, so I don't know if it's a correct one. If you guys wanna buy, you know, so I think it's taas karon. So if you wanna buy on the exchange, right? So talking about buying, right? We're not saying you buy. Talking about buying, ipakita ang chart ganina, sir. Makitaan ba in your answer katong Bitcoin Cash Pod nga PDF file? Can you see it? Katong naigibutang dito, wa ka kita ganina. On your end? Wala. Mao ba? Let me check on this one. Nag-share ko ganina sa screen ba? Can you see this
Bitcoin
one?
white paper, yes, I saw that.
Okay. Yeah. See, I thought pag dili makita niyo. But anyway, so guys, mo nang gi-mention ni sir nga Bitcoin white paper, ako ni ibutang kini nga Bitcoin white paper, no, sa gusto nga interested. If you're just hearing this, so these are the fundamentals. Mo jud ni the grandfather of them all, the Bitcoin white paper. Grandfather ba? At si Bitcoin Cash, so say tawag ni mo na is it ang igagaw ba or your brother?
It depends. Kung
anyway,
hardcore
depends.
Bitcoin Cash, they will say Bitcoin Cash is the original Bitcoin. Pero that's very debatable.
Here we go. Daan po talani nga topic, kaway kamatayan. Anyway, sir, so away kamatayan dyan. Kung fundamental atong istoryahan, nako po, it's a hard climb, kumbaga, it's a topic no nga it's a hard climb, it's a hard topic, but again, we are here now. So muna itong pangutana where we are now, no, locally. Now, sir, pangutana sa locally where we are now in the crypto, no, adoption. At least on your part locally, what you guys are busy of. I know na mo yung mga posting about sa mga projects. I think napapuwi post lately with regards na morog nag-post mong idea of a Bitcoin Cash 3.0 nga international conference. But anyway, before going that, let me lang ning ilahang ilahang website, ang PAYTACA website nila ni Sir Joemar, para po dito matanawan, right? So, kita na ba, sir, sa ating mga viewers? So, mo ni ang PAYTACA, sir, PAYTACA, that's P-A-Y-T-C, Pay, P-A-Y-T-C, at T-A-C-A. Oh, sorry. So, sa una, lain ga term, kaya na po yung PAYTACA nga wallet. So, kini guys, ang ilahang website, you can check out. These are local homegrown diha sa Tacloban, no? Dool mo, sir, sa Robinson, no? Tama ba? Maras po. Yes, so tanawan ni guys, paki-check ang ilahang website, that is paytaca.com. No, your money, your control. No, we empower commerce. So they are really of the fundamental. Sir Joemar is a fundamentalist with regards to crypto, and we really love the guys of fundamentalist. Kaya kung mga hagbong mo, sir, naamo nga masaw na mo. So, kidding aside. So, mao ni sir, ang ilang PAYTACA, ako nang i-post, sir, diri sa ato ang or maybe later, para for mga reference links na pwede ninyo ma-check out ang PAYTACA, no? Sir, sunod na tong pangatana sa ato ang adoption locally. So pila na ba ang mga merchants? Maybe you could share to the community or to the people watching this live stream na to. So are there increasing ba sa atong mga tawag na ni atong mga merchants, no? Maybe you could share that one, or maybe stagnant lang sila. No, what's the numbers kumbaga for the community? Kasi may mga tag-commerce, so dapat gamiton for goods and services. So dapat you have an increasing na mga nagdawat na ni. Sige sir, go ahead.
Ayun sir, paki-click ang merchant map nasa applications.
Okay, merchant map. Okay, yun. Sige sir.
Sana yung number diha? 200 na asa
dapit sir, nas pila ka boss?
Okay. Na-link diha nga view merchant map. sa pinakatumoy.
View merchant. Okay, okay na sir. View merchant map, tapos view merchant
Tumuya
map.
ng
Sige.
page at the very last
Tumoy
part na inay button. Or you can visit the site directly, map.paytaca.com. Napaka sir.
Hello sir, sorry. Oh, natay technical difficulties. Tawag how internet diri switching to ano. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Kanang,
yes.
kanang button nga visit merchant
Okay,
map.
visit merchant map. So here we go. So ato nilang i-zoom sir, no? Tama ba? Sige, sir. Ay, sorry.
Nag-load ang map na sa on your end kasi murag
ato. So, naay 237 sir, tama. Hello sir.
237
guys. So, yeah. So mostly ano si sir, concentrated si diri sa Visayas area, tama, based on this map nga atong gitan-aw. So this one, right? So nasa sa Cebu guys. And yeah. So you could really see the adoption at least on the commerce side with this mga tao or the from the not mga tao but from the people na from the Bitcoin Cash community. Mabitong I want to reach out to you guys, no, kung ako ba for example na ako yung mga gains with the DeFi stuff and I could use it sa inyo mga merchants. I could swap my stablecoin or my hex or whatever. So mo lang nay kuwang kay yeah, I think we have to bridge really that one kay kamo more on commerce man mo. Kami where we are on the I don't want to argue anymore kung who's the best. No, I'm past that thing. Kumana ko na let me graduate on that one. I do understand how these two things are working. So I want to have mad gains, no? And kanang akong kwarta pwede na ako magamit just in case simbak ko lang, mamatay ko. Sir, sa inyo mga merchants diri ana ba mo yung mga mga hospital nga pud hinggamit na pod or hingdawat or mudawat for tawag na ni just in case of hospitalized ka. So nabad dire?
I don't think so. I don't think na hospital, na diagnostic clinic but
not a hospital. Okay. So okay. So salamat for that information, sir. So I think that is one thing to consider po for the team to have a broad siguro po na mga, should I say, tawag na mga broad scope, kumbaga, if you want a good gamito nato ni for mga goods and services.
Right now, ang sigurong pinaka-popular category, mga restaurants.
Okay, for payment.
And then there are some hardware, mga wellness, mga spa, mga ganyan. There are some bakery, cell phone shop. If you notice, itong map natin, it's already showing up, by the way. Kanina hindi.
Ay! Sorry, hindi ko pala na-share. Yeah. Hindi ko na-share. Okay. This one, guys.
If you notice, mayroon tayong timestamp dyan, no? Ayan, last transaction.
Sige.
Per merchant yan. If you read, halimbawa, this one, Pergola, there's Tacloban City, Philippines. And then below that, last transaction is ilang hours ago? 8 hours ago.
It's loading at the moment. Sorry. Murag lain na nga akong napindot.
Link to the Google Map
okay.
page.
So, dire kaning last transaction.
There's always a timestamp list of merchants. Naka-list yan by most recent transaction. This kind of map na may self-updating timestamp is unique It's really, you can't find any crypto map na may ganyang feature anywhere in the world. It's only
All right.
PAYTACA who produced that kind of high information value map.
Okay.
Kasi
Yes. That that is one.
most other crypto maps, they just put all these merchants there, and then you don't even know kung sino ang active.
Yep, indeed. Oh,
Yeah,
tama,
yeah.
correct. Yep.
So we figured out.
So the question is
Hmm,
the retention rate kumbaga sa nga, right? Ang
yeah,
retention
yeah.
rate ba sa aming appeal o sa merchant using crypto? Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so that was the problem we had when we reviewed all the maps available. Na marami silang nakalagay na merchants doon. Siguro at back in those days, marami silang in-onboard. Pero after many months or years, which is normal kasi walang masyadong nagtatransact, nagda-drop off ang mga merchants. So we don't know anymore which of these merchants are active. So we solved that by having our point of sale app, yung ginagamit ng mga merchant partners namin to receive Bitcoin Cash. Every time may transaction na nare-receive, nagsisend siya ng updated timestamp sa mapa so that it will automatically update yung last transaction timestamp. So, for somebody looking at the map, makita ko, uy, may 8 hours ago may nag-transact sa Pergola. So, most likely this is a very active merchant, di ba?
Okay.
Cafe Lucia, may nag-transact 2 days ago. May shop dyan, Lebanon, no? Kasi we have merchants from all over the world.
Sige,
PAYTACA is being used all over the world.
yes, sir. So again ha, guys, yung amount na itong pangutana kanina, locally and globally, global na din po ang PAYTACA. So,
Yeah,
sige,
yeah, yeah.
atong i-zoom out, sir, no? Zoom out tagamay. Sorry, dili ko with the navigation on this one. So, zoom out, ha? So, nag-zooming ko dire. So, other parts of the world. Sige, tanaw na to. Asa
There's
ang
sa north, Taiwan. There's a
Taiwan.
few merchants in Taiwan.
Taiwan. Okay, Taiwan. So,
That's above the.
okay.
No,
Okay.
you can close this pergola. Yan.
Okay.
Ayan, may 19 sa Taiwan.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So, let's check Taiwan. Oh, here, makitaan ba na mo, sir? Ayun.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
So we have merchants there. We have partners who onboarded some merchants in Taiwan. Ang marami sa Kaohsiung, that's the southern part of Taiwan. They're accepting Bitcoin Cash payments using PAYTACA.
Okay. Yes, sir. So guys, dili lang ni hamon ni atong pangutana where we are now, no? At least for the Bitcoin Cash community, these guys really laid the foundation for commerce. So I don't want to argue anymore kung basta kung naamo yan behe sa merchant who na accept Bitcoin Cash, I could convert my other crypto into wala sige na akong igon, sir. At least we could bridge that gap, no? Kaya para dili na ta mag-away who's the best Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or what else. So I think naalam mo na may ingon lang ko nimo with regards ato ang mga discussions. Yeah, I want to swap this one. I want to use this just in case si Bakong magkasakit ko, no? So I'm very with our health. Kay dili ko gusto, example, mabalitaan nimo like an hospital diri sa ato nga aron daghang tao sa emergency room, no? So, yeah, I don't want to mahitabo na now, especially with my family. Akong anak karon gi naghilana tapos giubo or sorry, nagsuka, no? So these are mga things nga naanahubang ko how can I solve this one nga at least I could use no ang ato ang crypto for goods and services. So salamat on this one, sir. So sa ato ang next, sir, what is purely peer para sa community and people watching na to para po sila makasabot sa purely peer. So ato lang okay, sige. What is purely peer?
One of the projects na sinimulan namin back in I don't remember now. Medyo matagal, 2021 I think, 2022. This is still part of trying to push for Bitcoin Cash adoption. And one of the aspects we're exploring with Purely Peer is gamification. We want to gamify some aspects of the adoption of Bitcoin Cash. So the way peer-to-peer works is someone who wants to advertise his or her business and has some Bitcoin Cash to give uh, to promote his business, pwede yan gawin sa Purely Peer. So Purely Peer is an app where somebody can create quests. So if I'm someone who wants to promote merchant or anything, magagawa ako ng quest, and then in those quests ilalagay ko doon yung link doon papunta sa business ko, and then for example I'm a Bitcoin Cash accepting merchant, I can put there my coffee shop, Mc B Coffee Shop, located at and then when you create a quest, you define a certain radius. For example, around Tacloban City, gagawa ko ng radius. And then I will tell Purely Peer, gawa ka ng mga cash drops in that radius. I will pay for it. And these cash drops can be collected by everyone who has Purely Peer, everyone in the vicinity dun sa quest radius. They can collect these cash drops. It works like Pokemon Go for those who remember this game. It's a geotag mga collectibles na Pokemons. Pero this time it's not Pokemons you're collecting. It's what we call cash drops. Essentially, when you go near the cash drop and you are holding Purely Peer and you're zooming into that particular cash drop, may magpa-pop up sa screen mo na you can collect Bitcoin Cash in this cash drop. And then, that Bitcoin Cash goes into your Purely Peer wallet. Essentially, Purely Peer is also a wallet. It can hold Bitcoin Cash. And then, because there are many Bitcoin Cash accepting merchants around, including the merchant who created the quest, you can spend it there. So, for the merchants, it's a way to, or for anyone, basically, it's a way to advertise. And for those who are collecting the cash drops, it's a fun way of collecting Bitcoin Cash. Maybe as part of your daily routine, maybe pumupunta ka lagi sa MacArthur Park, then why not open Purely Peer? Maybe there are some cash drops along the way. You are jogging, at the same time you are collecting Bitcoin Cash, something like that. So we wanted to build a kind of gamification into the Bitcoin Cash adoption that also ties up with PAYTACA's effort to build a network of merchants.
Okay, sir. Ang pangutana na sunod, sir, is na nag-message na ho, right? So, na nag-message na ho. Tapos, dili na lang ko mo-mention sa yung name. Kung saan ko niya pag-sell sa isang Bitcoin Cash ito. Kaya mo, na mo SLP. So, ang pangutana na ho, na may mga YouTube tutorial. Kasi giingnan ko, dili na lang ko mo mention sa yung name. Tapos, giingnan, dili ka kamao di ayo. Pero classmate daw di mo sa high school, but yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with him saying this thing. Naglikay lang ko kay Teletic Scammer. I don't know the guy, but I'm being cordial naman with him with my response. So, pangutana sir, na ba sila pwede matanawan no, nga mga video tutorial para po masabtan nila kung saan yung imong gipang mention nga pwede nilang ma-search online para po nila ma-check or na magimangutana unsay mga steps, step 1, step 2. So, mo na nag-message now after ko nag-post ba ganina, classmate daw may valedictorian naman, he was proud of you, then nag-mention si down pag-sell. Yun ko, sir, kung mag-sell mo na yung mga video tutorial, no, nga pwede dito tanawon, kay dili po ko gusto ako hinundag masayop siya kay Brog, I think he's a newbie. So, inana ba? So, what I gusto na ipasabot ko, inani na medyo complex thing na about the gamification of things, right? So, yeah, it will create that stickiness kumbaga with the project, no? So something gamify o mga butang kining crypto para ma-adapted, no? So I do understand the logic behind this, but pangutana lagi kung saon daw lagi pag convert sa ilahang Bitcoin Cash into GCash ko said. So mo to isang question, dili na ako ha. Ikaw sila, kung na yung mga video tutorial. So, na siguro yung video tutorial, yung nga, wala man daw, di man di ko kuno ko kamao. Ikaw wala na lang. Kung saan ba, sorry. So, that is that one thing siguro po i-consider with the team to do some video tutorial, kana imong mention karon kung unsa ba ni. So, I think, inana na part. Ako lang nang gi-put out diha di mo, para at least makasabot po ka on your end. So, yeah, I know how hi ano sa nag-message na ho, no? Natay medyo conversation. I know how to sell bataglikay lang no sir. Kay dili ko gusto mo mention mo ano ko tawag nila especially og bag-o ka tapos masadjob ka og send labi na sa GCash no powered by PDAX nga naanay changes sa ilang addresses murag OPSEC na nila operational security for the old. So again guys, just to remind everyone who want to off ramp meaning convert their crypto into peso using GCash, be very careful kung namoy gi-save diha na mga old addresses no sa Bitcoin Cash or any addresses for that matter nga mga crypto addresses, please paki-double check and get the new one. So, having said that, sir, thank you for explaining peer-to-peer. So, it's a gamified one for people to be muro sila ba excited, no? Nga atong himuog murog Pokemon Go kumbaga naka-geotagging dining. So, guys, please paki-watch ning peer-to-peer with the Bitcoin Cash community. These guys are really bringing crypto adoption. That is me reaching out to other communities na ubang mga crypto kauban ba sa community nga gusto lang po sila mga RH Maxi na po adjo ko apila na yung pagka Maxi niya. I'm here for crypto adoption. So I want to swap my crypto to other cryptos. Kay pa ba na we don't have that one thing we could swap our cryptos. Kaya mamani pangutana sa akong uncle sir, I have an uncle contractor patay na siya by the way. Mga last 2-3 years ago. So saan man na akong crypto magamit man na for bayad kuya. That's the question. Mo nang I'm very with you guys. No, dool ko dibo and I'm reaching to you nga please make it easy for me to convert. Dili na ko mo out going to GCash. I could just use my my internet money wallet or other DeFi wallets. I could swap it no. Dili na ko mo go into the CFI one. So that's the point I'm making sir, but I do understand put on your end nga that on the more on the smart contract level or on the dili ka gusto lisod ang pag-swap na ning mga butangan no and confirming all these mga swapping mechanism in the background nga it's hard na ma-broken na especially sa Bitcoin Cash nga it's kinda more of a different system no kay ang ecosystem with AVMs that will be easy. But again guys, I'm here reaching to Sir Joemar with regards sa so remember dili lang sila local where we are now. Dili lang sila di ay pang local but they are now global going to Taiwan no. So ingana sir. Thank you for that information sir. So I think nag-add ta o gano'n na ni sa atong mga viewers. And again sir sa ato ang sunod nga pangutana, let's go. No, dito we are going into our 1 hour mark na, 1 hour and 9 minutes. So sir, tawag na ni imo na dimension ang fundamentals na ni for TLDR and that one, tulong dead and trade or meaning the summary of things is for commerce. Sunod na tong pangutana, what is really no the impact of I don't kanang panguta atong ipapangutana karon what is the impact no the real impact or the implications should I say we have mentioned na the impact for commerce and all these things. What is the implication of this no what is the implication of this for dili nimo ma-separate ang political system and economics when we talk about money. So sir, maybe you could expand on that one on the fundamentals no nga dili lang trading ta, there is more bigger picture no what is the what's the implication of this on the political system and on the economic system sir. Yes sir, go ahead.
So we are zooming out, tama ba? We are zooming out. We want to see the bigger picture. So ang Bitcoin crypto in general, it's part of a bigger movement. So for a long time, even before Satoshi Nakamoto, there was an effort, like there was a huge effort to come up with a kind of currency that is not dependent sa central bank, sa government.
Amen.
And Bitcoin happened to be the most successful of all those attempts before Bitcoin succeeded. So what's the thing? Why are we trying to come up with a kind of currency na hindi controlled ng central banks?
Yep.
Because there's this school of economic thought na naniniwala na central planning is very inefficient. It's better to decentralize things because decision making anyway happens in the economic sense. You know, when how does the society decide or choose which company succeeds, which company becomes bankrupt. It's not decided by a central planner. There's no such thing. It's decided by the consumers. Di ba? Bakit kumikita ang isang company selling one product and then yung another company hindi kumikita selling similar product, competing product? It's because the consumers choose the other one. They have better quality, cheaper, better customer service. In other words, it's a free market, kumbaga. And if you let free market run its own course, na walang intervention, walang nakikialam, it's actually better that way because ang mangyayari, these companies who are really concerned about their customers, they will thrive, they will be profitable. Those companies who don't care about their customers, they don't care about the quality of their products, walang tatangkilik sa kanila. So actually, in the free market, when you're buying something, a bread, a milk, whatever product in the grocery, you are voting for those companies that are making this. Okay? So, that happens for all the other goods, right? But why not for money? Bakit? Bakit sa money? Controlled. There's only one money, usually one country, one money. Ang pagtangkilik natin sa crypto is a statement to the whole world that we want choice in the kind of money that we want to use. So it's part of a bigger economic thought. They call this Austrian economics. Austrian economists believe that money should be like other goods and services. You should have a choice what money to use. Kasi if you do it this way, eventually the superior kind of money will emerge. Whereas kung central banking, there's an enforcer na ito lang dapat ang gagamitin nating pera. Even if it's not the best money out there, even if it's leaking in all the pipes that they have set up, even if it's being hacked left and right, and we can't do anything about it, you are forced to use it somehow because, by law. But luckily though, in the Philippines, we are not that strict. The Central Bank Act of the Philippines allows for the use of alternative media of exchange like gold, silver, crypto, as long as the transacting parties agree. So luckily, hindi tayo nasa worst location in the world. May mga ibang locations, na ibang countries na they ban crypto outright. Itong currency lang na in-endorse ng gobyerno ang gagamitin. So luckily, we are not in that situation and we are not yet in that situation. I hope hindi naman may pumasok na masamang espiritu sa ating mga mga congressmen and senator na ipagbawal ang crypto completely. And I think it's not a good move. Anyway, it's not it's not a pro-innovation and pro-people move. Kasi what crypto does is it gives us choice in the kind of currency that we want to use because this is more effective, this is more efficient, this is faster, this is borderless, everything. So let the best money win, kumbaga. So we're lucky to be in that situation right now. So again, pag nagtangkili ka ng crypto, for example, Bitcoin Cash, it's like a statement to everybody. I want to use this kind of currency. And if there are more of us doing that, and you are willing to exchange goods and services that you have for Bitcoin Cash, mas marami sa atin ang gagawa ng ganon. It would be a better world because Bitcoin Cash is borderless. It's programmable. We can create smart contracts. We can create financial products on top of it. That does not involve surrendering your control of your money. Kasi ngayon, ang digital money na yun, digital peso, digital dollar, the moment you want to participate in the digital economy, anong gagawin mo? Surrender mo ang peso mo sa e-wallet company or sa bank. Effectively, it's under their control. Naka-lock ka. Tapos anytime they could say, oh, we suspect merong mga unauthorized transaction, suddenly you're locked out. You need to submit something, you need to justify something, you need to identify sinong papadala mo ng pera, you need to whatever. And even if it's working, it's expensive. Okay, if you want to move your money from one bank to another, you pay 10 pesos, 15 pesos, 25 pesos. For what? For moving numbers from one computer to another. So there's a lot of rent seeking, ang daming companies ang nakikisawsaw in order to extract value from the system, which should not be. Should not be kasi merong better options. So if we just let the free market, decide, more people will choose the better form of money. And again, we are lucky to be in that environment na we can go there and convince a merchant it's a good idea to accept crypto. And as long as walang coercion na involved, di ba? Ang sabi ng Central Bank Act, as long as yung participating and transacting parties are willing. So wala namang coercion, hindi naman namin pinipilit ang merchants kung ayaw nila. So this is perfectly voluntary. So we are banking on that, kumbaga we are building on that. Sana hindi magbago ang environment, regulatory environment. I hope it gets better instead of worse. So the bigger impact in terms of the economics is that we should have a better way to allocate resources kasi we have a better form of money. So that's the goal. And ang impact naman ito sa politics is medyo malayo pa to from here, pero we are envisioning a future if more and more people are going to use peer-to-peer money wherein ang government cannot inflate the supply. Kasi just imagine if more people are using a peer-to-peer form of money and the government cannot just print money at will to fund whatever, to fund mga ayuda, to fund wars. Okay, yeah. To make it more generic. Kasi that was the system before when gold was being the standard money. The kings cannot just wage wars kapag wala silang gold because gold was the currency that they have to use to pay their armies, to buy food, to buy carriages, to buy weapons. Pag wala silang gold, they cannot wage war because they are using sound money, di ba? Money that is really scarce. They cannot just invent gold from thin air. So they are limited. Yung mga kings dati, they're very careful not to wage costly wars na magre-result ng pagkasira ng kingdom nila. So, but in ngayon, the fiat currency era, fiat currency is not backed by any sound money or sound asset. So they can just print money, especially the United States. So they can just print money to fund any war. So mag-start sila ng war sa Ukraine, mag-start sila ng war sa Middle East, mag-start sila ng war sa South China Sea, sana naman hindi. Pero they can easily do this because they can keep printing money to finance these kinds of wars. So if in an ideal scenario we switch to a form of currency that is peer-to-peer, resistant to inflation, resistant to capture by governments, they will also be very careful not to do these kinds of reckless wars. Okay? Kasi they cannot just mint additional Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin for that matter. They cannot just create it from thin air. So this will change the way politicians behave. In the local context, halimbawa, dito sa Pilipinas, it's the same. When the
Ayuda, sir. Ayuda,
exactly. I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I know. Ayuda.
Pag mas maraming gastos ang gobyerno, di ba? Tas mas konti ang tax collection. They call that budget deficit, di ba? Kulang daw ang tax collection sa target nilang budget for next year. So how do they deal with this deficit? They issue bonds. Nagbebenta ng bonds ang government. Ang bumibili ang central bank. The central bank buys these bonds or the public. But when the central bank buys it, it can involve money printing. So they're just inflating, they're creating money from thin air to buy these bonds. And this money, in exchange for the bonds, it goes to the government. And where does it go? Flood control projects, ayuda, tupad.
Dakog scam ba na, sir? Dakog scam.
This is the biggest scam of all time.
Yep.
The printing of money from thin air to fund whatever, mga projects na alam natin kung saan napupunta ang pera. So, if in an idealized world, in the future, far future, if they cannot do this, they cannot just print currency or money, the whole the landscape will change. Kasi the government will be more careful, na kung ano lang ang tax collection, yun lang ang kaya nilang spend. They cannot inflate the money supply. Kasi inflating the money supply, it's also a kind of tax. It's a hidden tax.
It's a indirect tax, actually.
Indirect tax.
Yeah, indirect tax. Correct. Good points po, sir. On the money. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can talk about this the whole night.
I know, but I love all those things. No, kay mo sige igunaho. I don't like the ayuda system na gibuhat nila. Just the biggest scam nga ahong nadunggan in my entire life understanding crypto. Tama to imong ingingon, sir. We can end wars when we will have cryptocurrency that will not be inflated, that is not centralized control nga gibutang diha. Yes, sir. Go ahead pa, sir, sa ibuhang gi-mention about the political system. Good points kay ibong gipang-mention diha. Maybe na pa kay mga additional about ayuda, flood control, no? What else pa?
Yeah.
And wars. Yes, go ahead.
In general, this is also part of the Austrian economic point of view na government should really be smaller. They should be smaller. They should, if the money is not within their control, so that's one less power and one less moral hazard. Kasi pag nasa kamay nila ang pera, you know what happens, di ba? Pero pag wala sa kamay nila ang pera, they'll be more careful about spending, and they'll be more careful about mga policies nila. Minsan namumudmud ng pera kung saan-saan indiscriminately. And to think that this kind of interventions ng government are sometimes counterproductive. Like, sadly, this is part of Filipino culture, no, na when there's a social problem, they think na, the government should intervene, or the government should do this, the government should do that, the government should lahat na lang inaasa sa government. But the problem is, the money that the government spends for these kinds of projects are not necessarily coming from their pocket. It's coming from, most of it from taxes, from government, businesses. Mga
Amen.
Taxes. So, when you have a government that indiscriminately namimigay ng mga pera sa mga kung ano-anong useless na projects, you are not just wasting money, and also you are not just creating an opportunity for corruption. You are sucking up value from businesses. Yeah? So, double-sided ang damage yan . Double-sided ang damage. That's why in an Austrian economic sense, the government should have less involvement in almost many aspects of our, halimbawa, marami namang bagay na pwedeng i-privatize, yung paggawa ng mga roads, yung mga flood control, pwede namang i-delegate yan sa mga private companies. In fact, they will do better. Mostly if you privatize these kinds of projects, or at least yung public-private partnership, usually they do better than purely government projects. Sa implementation pa lang, makikita mo ng difference. It's a purely government project. Malamang 40% napunta sa somebody's pocket. So, I'm not just a supporter of crypto, of Bitcoin Cash. I'm also on the Austrian economist leaning. I believe in a minimal government. The smaller the government, the better it is for society.
I agree. We don't need more laws, by the way. We need more freedom, right? We don't need more laws. All these laws, unnecessary laws, para lang masabi you are a senator or making this law, you are injong ipagamay nga mong freedom, right? We don't, tama na imong gingon, sir. We need to have an efficient government, less power, less ang ilahang hold sa pocket sa and I do believe, especially coming from the government, nako po, pikit mata ka na lang. So sometimes it's a reality that we are in, and mention with the president, with the flood control. Again, guys, we're talking about the fundamentals. So these are visions in the future. Nga we are looking forward na we can at least paano we have make a difference. Maybe na makadungog na ni in the future mga bata, na makadungog na ni about kanang gi-mention ni sir about usa to nga law of economics, sir? You were mentioning
it's called the Austrian School of Economics.
Austrian law of economics, and you have also the Canadian law of economics. So these are mga mga school of thoughts of economics, no? The Austrian, so more of like money should be decentralized, should be a choice for everybody kung asa nila gamiton. I do believe na mo ni among ako personally, sir, that's my goal, no? Especially yung nako mga Tuesday nga event, mo gina akong mention, no, na we should not be inflating our money. It's causing us nagkalisod ta, no? Kay dito't manggod lagi ang government will play nga sila mo take over. I'm very sorry na yung mga dogs on my background, but anyway, yes sir, go ahead kung napakay gusto isulti about the fundamentals tani before we will end the stream. Yes sir, go ahead kung napakay gustong i-add with regards sa ideas you have mentioning the fundamentals, the visions in the future for us to change really the monetary system.
Siguro I'd like to share for those na nakikinig and then they suddenly like thrown into a discussion without a proper background. Now, before 1930s, the US dollar was backed by gold. Before the World Wars, the US dollar was backed by gold. So, yung printing nila ng pera, they cannot print more than the gold reserve that they have. So, that was a proxy, kumbaga proxy, kasi ang gold is very difficult to carry around. So, nung naging global na ang commerce, it became impractical na gold pa rin ang gagamitin for payments. So, in exchange, or kumbaga, instead of gold, there is paper bills, which were initially claimable for a certain amount of gold in the central bank. So yun yung gold-backed fiat currency, gold-backed currency rather. So at that time, the issuance of gold was limited by the gold reserves that the central bank has. Pero this presented a problem during World Wars when the United States entered the First World War. Kasi nga, if you have a money system that doesn't allow you to inflate, you cannot wage war, di ba? Kasi it's going to be very costly. So what they did was abolish the gold backing. So at some point, one president, I don't remember the name, sinabi niya na from this point on, US dollar is not backed by gold.
Nixon, sir,
okay.
Nixon.
Yeah, I'll take your word for that. So a US president abolished the gold backing. So what that did is parang hanging na ang US dollar. In other words, they can print a lot of that kahit wala silang backing. It was supposed to be an emergency measure. to deal with the world wars. Pero the thing with government is the moment they seize power on something, they pretend it's temporary. Pero pag nag-back to normal na, they don't put it back. So, permanent na. So, hanggang ngayon, the US dollar has no gold backing anymore. And siyang naging model for all the other currencies post-war years. All the other currencies, fiat currency na siya. In other words, it's just by law that they become money. It's not because they're backed by gold or silver. Wala nang ganon. And so, in 2008, kumbaga, that was the culmination of all this unsound money, yung over-financialization, paglobo ng mga loans. The root cause really is because of unsound money. We have a money that is unhinged, unbacked. So it caused a lot of damage in the economy. And then it was in this context that Bitcoin was invented. It's like, okay, enough of this kind of money. We want to create a new form of money. And since we are in the internet right now, we have cryptography, computer science, we create a kind of money that is native to the internet. That's what Bitcoin is. It's like a protest to the money system that was being prevalent during that time in 2008 financial crisis. So when you use Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies, it's actually a statement. It's an economic and political statement at the same time. It's like saying, okay, I'm done with the current system that keeps inflating, that keeps destroying the economy. I'm done with this. I want to use a kind of currency that will usher in a better society. So for those who are, so I'm not just a fundamentalist, I'm also like, anong tawag doon, yung, hindi naman religious case, this is not religion. It's, yeah, kumbaga ang my stand on crypto is it goes deep. It goes into the politics, the economics, the root of things. Medyo malalim ang hugot ko. Malalim ang hugot.
Yeah, sir, makarelate ko nimo kay I nakasabot ko, you do understand kumbaga what is the root cause of all this kalisod, no? What's the root cause kumbaga of all this problem is really the money, how money is created. Yes, sir, we will learn a lot from you for this evening, no? I correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'm just reading if it was President Nixon, but na check na dito. If do not quote me on that one, I could be wrong, guys, but yeah, this is the Bretton Woods Accords katong mention niya, no? So I am with you, sir, 100% of the way. Kanang imong fundamentals kay imong giingon in solving really ang kanang kalisod, no? Kay yeah, I don't really see an end of this one, especially with how money is created. Sir, it is again an opportunity, no, na makaistorya ka, and I hope this will not be the second time, no, kung naamoy mga event, no, nga I could share to the community, and we could reach wider audience using technology, no, like this one. And yet I'm really much reaching to other communities and talk to them, no, and yeah, what's the best for us moving forward as a community and where we are in the global in the mass adoption. Naku po, asa na tayo in a meter stick from 1 to 10 ang pangutana before we end this stream, kung naatay where we are in the adoption of cryptocurrency globally and locally, kung from 1 to 10, no, kung naatay gauging, asa na ta, sir?
2.
So taas patag ang tuon. So sir, I think sir, taas pa ta og tuon dai, guys. So 2 pa, so dapat siguro maka 5 og 6 ta. I think the regulation is there under the Trump presidency. I know nga naay mixed emotion, naay mga mixed na nga sentiment nga yeah, with the stablecoin act. So I know we have different opinions in this one, but I do believe it's much more easier for us to buy crypto, Bitcoin Cash using the stable coins, no? I know you guys also have a Bitcoin natong last CTU na ho, sir, akong gi-share po no on my early na ho nga topic about ang inyong stablecoin. I did ha pong i-post dito ang inyong community, ang inyong stablecoin for people to to magamit po din nila na as an alternative. No, I'm not saying nga kami lang. No, I've been posting all these things no in crypto, reaching out kung napa mo laing mga kaila, please let me talk to them no kay ako po I want to learn no I want to learn. I love hearing you will only learn when you hear, guys. Usa na ka maka absorb ni mga knowledge kung maminaw ka. Again, sir, napang mandata sa 2. So I think dapat ay 3 nga episode. Dapat ay ka 3 ka mo. Alright, sir. Thank you for this opportunity again. God bless you daw sa imong family and to the team of the PAYTACA team nila ni Sir Aaron, ni isa pa ba na akong makalimtag mention sa inyong mga marketing na mga again guys, such again an opportunity. Murag tas atong topic karon, we are going on our 1 hour mark. I think dili ra ni duha ha kay ikaduha pa man ita dapat ay ikatulo, ikaupat kay tunod ang istoryahan asa na maka-update po tada sa Bitcoin Cash community. And would love to drop by diya sir sa Tacloban. Naulaw lang ko. I always go to Tacloban. Like last week I was in Manila. So maybe one of these days
let me know.
Maybe mag-istorya lang, makikimamat with
we can buy some coffee with Bitcoin Cash.
You guys diha sa that would be awesome. That would be awesome, sure. The coffee is on me, by the way.
Thank you.
Anyway, sir, thank you again. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Mc B Crypto together with Sir Joemar, the CEO of PAYTACA. Again, guys, sir, before naasa ba kanila dai sa imong mga SocMeds sa Twitter o sa
we're
Twitter?
pretty much everywhere.
Kung saan nila gusto nila i-follow ka?
We are in Facebook,
pretty much everywhere.
Twitter, so we are I believe we are also in TikTok, Instagram. We are TikTok, everywhere. Our website paytaca.com, and try the app. We are in iOS and Android, so can download, search for PAYTACA, and that's our app.
Yes, again, thank you for that one, sir. Again, guys, have a good night, sir. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good night, guys. Salamat din. Salamat, sir.